Hello, I'm glad you found your way to my TED Talk. My name is Travis Byram, and today I wanted to talk to you about something that happened a long time ago. Or, at least it seems like a long time ago. My calendar says a year and 11 days. I'm talking, of course, about the election of NBC's The Apprentice host Donald Trump becoming the President of the United States of America. I go to a very small private liberal arts college in Lynchburg, Virginia, in a town that's kind of overshadowed by a big conservative college, Liberty University. Although there is a small, very vocal Republican minority that goes to Randolph College. When Trump won back in 2016, that minority had a victory and the liberal majority had a pretty big defeat. I remember back in late 2016, in December, I was sitting with my aunt in a hot tub in Myrtle Beach, and she's a staunch Republican. She asked me, Travis, what was the reaction to Donald Trump winning? And so I told her this story. I wanted to tell Aunt Kathy in a bipartisan way about the results of the election that happened on Randolph College on Wednesday, November 9th. But I figured that was hard to do. It's true that Randolph College is a very liberal school, and we're touted as a liberal arts private college. So when I told her that some of my professors dressed in black to mourn the loss of America, when I would be walking back to my dorm room and meet somebody's eye, and they acknowledged me saying, I know. When I saw people burst into tears in my college's dining hall, and when I saw just the dark cloud that had rested over Randolph College, I knew that she might dismiss it as liberal nonsense, but I wanted at the time to show her a picture that could somehow summarize everything that I had just seen at Randolph just over a month ago, and try to fit it into one thing. And for this presentation, I wanted to perform a semiotic analysis on a picture that I think best describes what someone was thinking when they saw Donald Trump win. And I'd like to show you that picture now. So, some of you at home may be confused on what a semiotic analysis is. It's very simple. All it is the study of signs and symbols as elements of communicative behavior. So just basically me looking at a picture and deciphering it, analyzing it, seeing what sticks out to me. There are three signs to look out for when you're looking at a picture. The iconic sign, the symbolic sign, and the indexical sign. The iconic sign is a sign where the signifier resembles the signified. So when you take a picture, that picture is a representation of what just happened. So it's iconic. The iconic part of this picture is that it is a representation of what happened on election night. Now, I'm purposefully not telling you all of the information in the picture because that would anchor it down, and we'll get to that later. The indexical part of it is a sign where a signifier is caused by the signified. So the indexical aspect of this is we can see that the woman is distraught. It's indicating something that is unfavorable to her. Everyone else is standing up around her. A man you can see has an American flag in the background, indicating a political or a patriotic event that's occurring. And then finally we have the symbolic, which is a sign where relations between signifier and the signified is purely conventional and culturally specific. So what is so cultural about this picture? Well, I found three things. The crushed American flag in her hand. It's kind of crumpled up when she's sitting there praying. The gate that she is behind, probably a partition of some sort, it is framed where she looks imprisoned. It's an excellent framing of the shot. It's in the rule of thirds. And the woman also has an Obama t-shirt on that's right around here, and the t-shirt is crumpled where it looks like he's actually fading into the background, which is pretty symbolic of the Obama presidency kind of fading as the new era of Trump is coming in. So another aspect when you analyze a picture is looking at the linguistic part of it, which in this case is the caption. So this caption officially reads, "While a distraught woman prays on her knees as election results come in." That was what it said. That was the typo in it. I guess the person who wrote it was upset as I was when they wrote this. So when you want to look at this, you want to look at two things: the non-coded iconic and the coded iconic. The non-coded iconic is basically the Merriam-Webster dictionary definition of what it is that you're looking at. So I wrote that the woman is praying on her knees, her hand over her head, in a predominantly Democratic setting. You can see blue signs and little H's that Hillary Clinton had on some people's clothes and some signs they have. She has indicated that something has gone wrong. She is kneeling while everyone else is standing. Now, the coded iconic is more the cultural reading of it, kind of reading beyond what it is that we're just seeing before our eyes. So when we see this picture, we can assume that this woman has seen how Donald Trump has affected her, and she's gone beyond facts to pray to a higher power of some sort, that maybe these results are wrong, or maybe she's praying for a reversal of fortune. I read that 94% of black women voted for Hillary Clinton. That's a lot of trust and faith in one person, as opposed to white women who 53% of them voted for Trump, which means that only 47% voted for Hillary Clinton. So another aspect of analyzing a picture is looking at the anchorage. Now, what does an anchor do for a ship? It's a big, heavy metal thing that weighs it down, anchors it down to one specific place. That's what a caption does. It anchors it down to one meaning. So before you saw the picture caption, you might think, oh, perhaps this could be at one of the earlier Obama elections. Obama versus McCain, and Obama versus Romney, because the woman had the Obama face on her shirt. You could have thought that she could have been somewhere else, perhaps. But when you learn that she's kneeling down praying, and maybe you didn't think that she was praying, maybe she was just sweating and holding her flag, but when you saw that she was praying, you saw that this was during the Trump-Clinton campaign, everything kind of went away that you might have thought, and it was anchored down to one particular definition. So now you know that it was at the Clinton and Trump campaign. Another aspect of it is the relay part of it. That's mostly found with cartoons and comics. The relay aspect kind of moves you along through a multi-step process. With a picture, it's a little bit more difficult, but if you look, you can find clues that would have indicated that it was at a Hillary Clinton rally. You can catch the Hillary logo and kind of a blue H on one of the passes. You could see her Obama t-shirt kind of hidden underneath everything. You could see that the man behind her was wearing a blue pass, of course blue being signifying the Democrats. You could see that she was a black woman, and as we discussed earlier, only about 6% of black women voted for Trump, so you could kind of assume that she was supporting Hillary Clinton, trying to become the first woman president of the United States. So the last thing I wanted to talk to you all about today is myths and contradictions. In this case, myths doesn't refer to Zeus and Hercules, but rather the stories that we tell ourselves to make sense of the world that we live in. One of the biggest common myths in the United States of America, of course, is the American dream. Work hard and you'll get ahead, no matter your socioeconomic, economic stature, especially if you're Donald Trump and you can get $1 million loan from your dad. But the main myth that this story pushes is the myth of the black woman. You look at this woman who is unnamed, and there might be certain stereotypes that come out. Black women are often seen as spiritual, so she's knelt down praying. They're typically not associated with the Republican Party. There was a specific black man who called himself the Republican black man, who you can see in a lot of Trump's rallies, and he was very conspicuous because he would wear shirts that usually said Black Trump fan or something along those lines. From her Obama shirt, you can tell that she supported Barack Obama, and she also wore lots of gold jewelry, which can sometimes be associated with African Americans. I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing, and I'm not sure if that's what this picture is trying to convey. I think it kind of goes beyond the myth and just kind of shows someone in an urgent, really desperate sense of desperation. She's really down on her luck. She doesn't want this to happen. And the only contradiction that I could find was that this woman is praying, but she's not that careful with the American flag. The American flag that she has in her hand is kind of crumpled up, so she's kind of prioritizing one strong belief system versus another. Now, when I told all of this to Aunt Kathy, she was actually very kind about it, very understanding. She was a gracious winner. She kind of knew that I'd go to a liberal arts college. She understood. But, kind of like this woman, I feel like I'm going to need to pray for the next 3 years to be a little better than the year that has already passed. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you found this TED Talk informative, and take care.